Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv, and welcome to Transfer Deadline Day. And we've got Tom. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Yeah, it's good to be back on. It's been a while, so yeah, it's good to be back on.
Yeah. Well, we've got 2 hours to go. What are your thoughts on Transfer Deadline Day? Are we going to sign anyone?
Who knows? Anything can happen with transfer deadline day. As Jim White's always said, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. So anything could possibly happen. But yeah, we could see what goes on. But it, I can't see anything happening. But obviously, there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we might not know about. So yeah, we'll just see what happens when it gets to 11 o'clock. Really.
Yeah, it's. I must admit, I'd be surprised if anything does happen. But we've seen stranger things, and you mentioned just before we came on live, you went, remember Rubinho? You know, there's still time. There's 2 hours
Yeah.
left, and we've got a few questions for everyone tonight, and we've got three main questions. Going to ask everybody for their thoughts. I'm going to come to your comments very shortly, but the three questions we're going to ask tonight are thoughts on our transfers so far, and there's three of them: Ake, Torres, and Diaz, and we'll look at each player in particular. Are we missing anyone else in this transfer window? And then finally, are you confident that we have enough going into this very, very bizarre season, which I called it. I said it's going to be a weird one. I said it about 2, 3 weeks ago. I said this season is going to be weird. And this weekend has proven it's bizarre. Very, very bizarre. But
Uh,
anyway, let's see who is on. Robert Robinson. Hello, Martin. I'm not Martin, Robert, but maybe you thought I might have been when we put the live vlog up. Zagon's on. Hello. Hello, all. I'm pretty happy with this window. With some positivity. So, no left back. Idranil Iswas. Not at the moment, mate. We need Tagliafico. Not sure whether we need him, but I mean, he is an option. Messi confirmed. That was that because I said we've still got 2 hours and 15 minutes to go. We might still get Messi now. I don't think that's going to happen. Mr. Roll Up 10. No left back, no striker, and we're keeping Garcia. What a great deadline day, everybody. Doom and gloom. Noah Pearson. My dad got fired as a road worker because of stealing. I didn't believe it at first, but when I got home, all the signs were there. Boom, boom. They are there from Noah. Nice little joke that, Noah. Well done, buddy. Loved yesterday with Jim Whitley, Martin, and Chris. Yeah, very, very good. If you haven't seen it, go over and watch it. Alexandros from Greece. Hello, guys. Finally, no left back. Finally, no left back. Is that a question, Alexandros? Noah, you're not supposed to tell us. I think it was Man City for Life says yes, lads. Gucci, Slidix. Are you happy with our window? I'm happy with it, but we'll see what everyone else thinks. Galaxy apart, it's silly we rejected a 15 mil offer for Garcia and wanted 18 million. I don't know. It's like saying it's back to the Koulibaly thing, isn't it? It's about prices. Hey, Tom's back. He is. He's back in the house. John Walters, yesterday's results, absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. If yesterday's results didn't show proof of how bizarre the season is going to be with players in and out, then I don't know what will. Sam City, I said it. I've just been saying with Tom, going to be, I said it a few weeks ago, this is going to be a crazy season with no fans in the stadium. Seems like, well, I don't know what you think, Tom, but it seems like teams are just, it's like all out attack and there's no tactics, there's no crowd noise behind them to sort of like, ooh, or come on, it's just like, it's like a training game. It's when you're watching it, it's like what you would imagine a training game would be.
Yeah, it's really weird at the moment. Obviously, some people like listening on the Sky Sports with the noise, but then if you turn over to Sky Sports Premier League, it's absolutely silent, and you can
Yeah,
just imagine it's like, what must that feel like? There's more noise at my Sunday League games on a Sunday than there is
yeah.
there. It's crazy, and obviously there's no pressure with the fans there, so um, losing like Liverpool or losing 7-2 yesterday. Man United losing 6-1. Well, that's happened before with fans, but we won't go into that too much.
Yeah.
But the 7-2
yeah.
Liverpool with the 7-2 with Liverpool, it's crazy. You know, there's some results. It's like Leicester can beat us 5-2 one week and then they lose at home to West Ham. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't think we'll see a season like this if there's no fans coming in this season. It's just going to be really weird.
I don't think it'll stop. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me this season if it's the most goals ever scored in the Premier League, because the way the results are going, teams, Everton have started really well, and I mean, they've not played anybody yet. But, still, four wins, top of the league, and then you see defenses, which last season it was. Aymeric Laporte and Van Dijk and Gomez and Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson were the best defensive four in the back. And then you watch them yesterday and you think, Jesus Christ, what's happened? It's like chalk and cheese. And then you see United with Maguire and the money they spent and the calamitous sort of defending. And then you saw us against Leicester, albeit 3 of them were penalties, but I mean, it's still calamitous challenges. It could be a crazy.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think we're ever going to see anything like this again now. It's like, but I think, like I was saying to my dad, there's certain players and certain like teams that, if there was fans there, they wouldn't be like it is, because I can guarantee we wouldn't have lost 5-2 at home to Leicester if there was a full Etihad. I don't think it had got past the point of maybe 2 or 3-1. But there's certain games that you've seen. It's like it's sad to see, because obviously we'd all love to be there, but it's like what game would you have seen West Brom go 3-0 up, for example, and then draw 3-3 at the end of it? It's like the Hawthorns, if that was full, that wouldn't have happened. It's just, you never know. There's no point doing predictions anymore. There's no point doing a fantasy football league anymore, because you can never predict it. Sometimes playing at home is on your side, but it's who knows anymore. Playing at home, it might not even be on your side anymore. It could be the same home or away.
Well, exactly, and this is the thing. This is why I think it's just bringing up so many weird results, because there is no advantage anymore, because it's just an empty stadium.
Exactly.
Your staff. So, who else is on? Alec Johnson, hello Blues, how are you? Cal's on. Hi boys, I'm loving life at the minute. I bet you are. Ron B. Burgundy. Can we pretend Messi might still be coming, make it exciting? Well, I said there, Messi might still come. You never know. Probably not. John Walters, evening all. How are you? Okachukwu Dominic Onukwuli. That's a mouthful even for me. Thank God I'm on and not Martin. He'd bury that one. Do you think we had a good transfer window? Well, the question's going to be for you guys. Personally, I think we've had a decent one, but we'll talk about it as we go along. So I've got 3 main questions, and I'm going to bring the first question up very shortly. Kex O'Neill, hi gents, everyone sweet? Yeah, good mate, how are you? Leonard, evening everyone, how are we all doing? Very good, Leonard. How are you, buddy? Not spoke to you for a while. Samuel Gringo, hi Andy, how are you, buddy? Sniffle says woof woof. Nehemiah, we are not getting anyone, I think. Maybe not. It looks like potentially, we're not, but you just never ever know. Blue Moon says on off. Yeah, it's always like that. Not like the Rubinho window. No, I don't think we've had a window like the Rubinho window. Not sign a striker and a left back. Maybe not. Oh yes, we've got the put that one out because he's been a bit of a troublemaker. So he's gone. In the past, I believe I was told he's been a bit of a shit stirrer, so he can go. See who else is on. Mark Armstrong. I'm disappointed with our summer transfer. Well, glass half full or half empty. I think it's half empty, if I'm being honest with you, Mark, but that's my opinion. I'll ask Tom for his before we move to the next question. Mingy Wong, hi there. How are you, buddy? Chris Linley, hi Andy. Hi Tom, how are you guys? I'm very good, mate. Tom's doing very well at the moment. It's good to have him back on the show.
Yeah.
It seems we're not going to get Tagliafico. Maybe not. 6 out of 10 window for the incomings. 6 out of 10. Wow. Oh, Carl Buxton, you need to join Doom and Gloom. Evening, guys. Andy Blue Moon, how are you? Craig Howell is on. 20 plus shots against Leeds and Leicester. We scored 3 goals. We were absolutely desperate for a striker. How can we not have one first team striker fit? Shambolic. Well, you could argue. I mean, you made a good point there, but you could argue we've got 3 strikers, Craig, because we've just included the young lad Delap. So we have got 3 strikers, and that's like including the likes of a Greenwood for United and including some of the team's young players as well. Not many teams have more than 2 out-and-out strikers like Aguero and Jesus. It's just unfortunate it's happened. I see Sergio was training today, which is good news. So hopefully be back quicker than we actually expect. I honestly think when Pep said 2 to 3 months, I don't know about you, Tom. I'm thinking, what, really? 2 to 3 months?
Not when he was jumping off his boat.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Well, pictures are today. He's back in training. Light training, but he's back. So I would imagine 2-3 weeks, and I think he'll be back in the team, no problem whatsoever. And I think we'll see Gabby back as well in that time. United and Liverpool lose badly, and President Trump feels better in years. We need Ings from Southampton. Steve Paul Dempster. Somebody said that, and I can't remember who it was. Maybe Martin, but then Martin did say Diaz 6 months ago, according to him. Maybe it was Martin going for Danny Ings. But one thing for sure, definite goal scorer. Absolutely. Definite goal scorer. But with hindsight, we could say, oh, should have got Calvert-Lewin from Everton. We should have got Watkins from Villa. We should have done this. We should have done that. You know, once they banged in a few goals. But let's see how they do for the whole season. Evening, lads and lassies, says Ronnie Beaver. Nehemiah, good signings. Torres 5 starts, 2 assists, 1 good, bearing in mind he's not played the whole team yet. We're going to go on to that question very shortly and break it down for those few players. But there's tons of people commenting. We've got over 100 and nearly 115 people on so far. Hi, Tom, Andy, how are you both doing? We're going to answer one. Who would you choose? That's a question that's going to come up next, mate. Sorry, I'm just trying to get through some of the people who haven't commented to say, hello, guys, we should have signed. We should have signed. Yeah. Signed, maybe. We need a left back, says SOS. Wish we got Partey instead of Rodri, not DeAndre McFadden, not for £110 million, mate, which is the total cost of it, by all accounts. 285 grand a week. No, not for me, but maybe we'll talk about that a bit later. Richard, 1971, hi, lad. Lads, decent signings, but worried with no left back. Well, we have got left backs. Just maybe you're worried about the current left backs that we've got. Jack Lee, hello, Blues. How are you? Andy Blooming, great show yesterday with legend Jim Whitley. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It was really, really good. Really good show by Martin and Chris. And Jim was a star as usual for coming on. So thanks, Jim Whitley. Guys, thoughts on Alexis Telles? He's not for us, so he's somebody else's player. Transfer window at Leeds gone quite well, says Noah. I don't know. Have you signed anybody today? Kevin S., good evening, guys. Happy too, says Courtney Brown. I'm so happy Aguero's back in training. Good. So am I. Sean Fogarty's on. Hello. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry, mate. I'm late running through all of these comments. City 11:59 World goes into meltdown. Warren. Please give the stream a thumbs up, you miserable so-and-sos. There you go. Chris Baker is on. Football is better with fans in the stadium. It is. Mervyn Gilmore, happy with 3 players we signed in the team. Would stop making stupid mistakes. Maybe that's something we can look at. So, right, is there anybody else who we need to say hello to? I'm just going through. There's tons of comments. Sorry, I had to skip through. Alex D10 says, I don't think the Rags and Scousers will be coming on the stream. Gone all quiet. Yeah, I said that yesterday or this morning. I posted, or was it last night, this morning? I've lost my days now. Mendy is a COVID idiot. Well, only if you believe the reports. Just like Tammy Abraham, Jadon Sancho and Ben Chilwell. Funny how it took a little bit of social media pressure for Gareth Southgate to actually do something that he wasn't originally going to do, which was to remove them from the England squad, considering what he's done to Maguire, to Greenwood, and also those two players, but then allows Maguire to come back in. Evening all, Martin is on. Hello, buddy, how are you? Maybe we should be looking at getting a striker in Jan. Wow, so many comments. Quickly, we set ourselves the goal of sorting out our defence this transfer window. As far as that's because I think we've had a good transfer window. I'm with you, Addy. Must admit, Fate's on. Hi, Andy. Tom, how are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Mendy, let's go. Babu side. Ooh, Mr. Roll Up. Right. Hi, guys. Killian Walsh. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Iona Face Thompson. Nice shoes. City will be great after the break. Well, let's hope so. Love the beard, Tom. Give us a twirl with it. Give us a twirl. Give us a twirl with it. If he turns around, you're not going to see his beard.
You're going to see it.
Martin's been on the lash, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a school night, isn't it? So he's not. Dupe says we should have bought a left back this season. Right, on to my first question of the night. And this is thoughts on our transfers. Oh, if I could spell. It's off a spell, right? Yeah, I have spelled right.
Yeah, it's all right.
I typed it very quickly then. Thoughts on our transfers so far this season. And we're going to start with our first signing, which we will say is Nathan Ake. So what are your thoughts, Tom, on Nathan Ake signing, which we signed him for 40 million quid, just over 40 million.
Yeah, obviously, at first I thought, obviously, because Bournemouth has just been relegated, 40 million at first I thought was quite expensive, especially for a relegated centre-back. But he's come in, and fair play to him. Every game that he's played so far, he's played very well. He's put his body on the line. Even though the game against Leicester was a heavy defeat, he was the strongest of the back four. He was the only sort of player I could say, he's done okay. He came on a left back on Saturday night against Leeds, and I thought he did okay. He covered up the problem. He covered up the problem that Mendy was causing. That's another good option. But if we look at other options, there wasn't probably anything out there for the price. Look at the price tags of centre backs these days. It's more expensive than the majority of the players on the pitch because they're so needed now. I thought it was, in the end, after seeing how the transfer windows turned out, a very good signing for the price and the abilities he brings to the squad as well.
I mean, my thoughts, I've said it, you've heard me on here for the last year saying about Nathan Ake. I've always thought, every time I've said it, so many times, every time I've seen Nathan Ake at the Etihad Stadium in particular, he's been one of the best players on the pitch. Really impressed me. Looks so cool, calm, collected on the ball. Always good positionally, very good. And that's something that I think over the last year or two we've lacked sort of good players. Laporte is very good, but even he can get sometimes caught out of position. But I think Nathan Ake reads the game really well. Really well. I wish he was another 4 inches taller. I wish he was more 6'2", 6'3" than, but very, very comfortable on the ball. Really, really comfortable player looking at him. And one of the biggest stats, which I didn't realise, it was a Bournemouth fan who posted it to me when we were looking at signing him, and we're a few days away from signing him. And he turned around and said to me on Twitter, and he said, Nathan Ake was head and shoulders above any single player we had on the pitch at Bournemouth. Every game in, game out. And he played 116 games or something. I can't remember the stat. Not one goal that we conceded, and we conceded a lot, he said. Not one of them were down to a mistake by Ake. And I thought, that's what we need. Yeah. We need players that are not going to make stupid schoolboy errors. That's not to say that Ake won't make an error. I mean, God, Jesus, every centre-back defender does. But to go through a season or two with Bournemouth, who were getting battered a lot of the time in the previous 18 months. For him not to make one single mistake that led to a goal is pretty decent, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When you're looking at a City back four who are rarely under pressure or haven't been under pressure over the last few years because we have so much possession and we conceded very few goals. Look at the amount of individual errors our defenders have made, 4 goals. It's not like teams have, pulled a worldie on us. A lot of the time it's been, that was a poor error there by so-and-so. That was... So I think Ake's done. I think it's a great signing. I've always liked it because he can play centre back, he can play left back, he can play in a defensive midfield role, and he's only young.
Yeah.
So you said 40 million quid. Now seems like a bit of a bargain. With all that he's got going on. So let's see what other people think. Let's just see. Robert Robinson says, I like Ake. Sorry, big, massive jump there. I do apologise. That's the problem. And then suddenly, because there's 130 plus people on.
Shoots.
Sean Fogarty says, Ake was a great purchase, £41 million. Yep. Ronnie says Ake will be class and start a lot of games and he's versatile. Says yes, Tomo.
I know who he is.
Oh dear, do you know who Kabilan is? Oh, there you go. Tomo's on. We'll have to call him Tomo from now on. Ake is doing well. Ray Furman says Ake steady, reads the game well. He does. Colin Fox says Ake top player, can play centre back and left back. He can. Matthew Hard says very positive and a great addition. What else have we got here? Kevin S says he looks small for a centre half, looks decent in the air though. Set piece threat, definitely. Yeah, I mean he does actually. When I've seen him live, I never thought he would. When you see people live, I don't know about you, Tom, but you must have seen Ake at the Etihad. I didn't think, oh my God, he's really small. But actually watching him on TV, think, actually, he is a little bit shorter than Laporte and other players, but he's so good in the air.
Yeah, I didn't realise whatsoever. I've seen him play for Bournemouth many a times at the Etihad, and I've never really thought, oh, he's quite small for a centre back. Never really thought that, and then I saw him in the lineup, stood about to obviously shake hands. Well, not shake hands anymore, and he looked pretty small. I'm like, I've never seen. I always thought he was at least 6 foot, pretty tall, but it hasn't made an impact on him settling into the squad because he's always up there for the headers and sticking himself in front of the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is, like I said before, about reading the game as well, timing his runs, getting in the right place. Mark Armstrong says, decent signing, very good squad player. Yeah, I think he is. Ake is a good squad player, but not top class, you reckon? I think, let's see. Craig, we need another strike 100%. We'll come to what we need. We're just talking about Ake at the moment. Steve Podenta, Aki is a great buy. You can play it left back. That's why we don't need another, as Mendy's doing okay. I'm with you, Stephen. I don't. Not many will agree with me and you, but I'm with you on it. Ake, calm and a cool guy, says Kex O'Neill. Oh, is he? He's not a rocket.
No, he's just winding us up because because all they ever do is talk about Man United, so that's all he's doing that for.
He's not
a rag.
Oh, all right, good.
He's just trying to wind me up. That's all. I don't know why. I don't know why he said Man United for.
we'll leave him on. Aki Stone's backups ain't bad. Yeah, good point that, Leonard. Martin, I'm off, guys.
No.
Andy and Tom will look after you lot and Gloom. Come on, guys. 9 off 15k. Oof! Can we get 9 subscribers? 9 subscribers, and we'll have passed the 15k. Didn't realise that. Chris Baker, Ake is good signing. Bit pricey, but I like him. What else have we got? Anyone else on Ake? Carl's on. Hello, Andy and Tom. How are you? Uh, Anybody else on Ake? If not, Carl says, agree with Andy. Ake, left back. Um, Somebody's going on here. Shadow Rundown says, City Extra just said that Mendy has told Man City he was not at the party. If you put an E in there, then I think that might be a bit of a joke with the whole Thomas signing, but who knows? Let's see. Steve Potter. Ake was Bournemouth's best player every season they were in the Premier League. He was. Right. Moving on to the next signing, which is the young lad, which is Ferran Torres. So, what are your thoughts? We've not seen much of him. We've seen the sort of bit parts in this since we bought him. What were your thoughts on Ferran Torres, Tom?
Well, I was excited when he first came. Seeing some football that he's playing in the league, he's obviously quite an exciting young prospect. Obviously, I think we've been quite lucky on that front too with Ferran. He's before COVID. He was looking to be going at 60 million, 70 million, and we managed to get him in for 20 million, which I think is a really good signing for that amount of money. Obviously, 20 million don't get you a lot these days. 7 million less got you Otamendi. So it just shows you that to get a 20-year-old prospect who's getting into the Spain squad when he every single time, every time he's played, I thought he's like to take on the man pretty well. He's confident with the ball. I thought against Burnley midweek on Wednesday night, he had a really, really good game. He was always in the box or trying to play it with Cole Palmer and De Bruyne, which I thought was really good. And he scored a good goal in the end. And he obviously got an assist too. So I think with how much time he's got, obviously, so far, he hasn't got much, has he? Let's be honest. But I think at the moment, if he keeps playing like he did against Burnley, I think we've got a very, very good buy for the price and the age as well. Because 20 years old, you look at the other 20-year-old that's been linked with a move to Manchester United, and you're looking at 100 million more than that. And I personally don't see much difference from what I've seen of both players as of yet. Obviously, it could change. Ferran might be a failure, but from what I've seen from both players at the moment, I can't see a difference, to be honest with you.
We say, 20 million quid. I mean, that's a good point. That is peanuts in today's
market. It is.
We were looking to sell Tosin Adarabioyo for 20 million. And we've got a Spanish international who's just been in the Spanish squad. I mean, you have to be a good player, decent player, to even get in the squad, whether you're that great to keep your place in the Spanish team. But he's had rave reviews in his the last two games that he played for Spain. No doubt he'll probably, I'm assuming, be called up to this international break as well in there. So we haven't seen a lot of him, but he does look excited. And for £20 million, it's peanuts, absolutely peanuts, like you said. Just one player. I'm going to ask your opinion while I go and have a look at these comments, see who's talking about Ferran Torres. You mentioned Cole Palmer. What were your thoughts on Cole Palmer on his debut?
I was very, very impressed with him. I thought he looked really, really good. At times, I thought, wow, is that Kevin? How he came forward with the ball, sometimes taking on one or two, maybe even three players at a time. He was so confident with the ball, play out to the wing. It looked like we just got another Kevin. It was weird, really. Obviously, probably not in the long term, maybe. But in that game, I was very, very impressed. And from what I've seen from Liam and Cole in the past few weeks, if those guys stay with us, we've got some very exciting prospects. And especially with Cole Palmer, I was excited to obviously see him on the team sheet, and he didn't look out of place, which is sometimes with youngsters that you sometimes do see that they look out of place, but he didn't look out of place at all. He looked really, really good.
Yeah, well, Carl says he's a great player, will only get better for 25 million. He's talking about, obviously, Ferran Torres. Honestly, not seeing nothing. Looks promising, much needed, says Iona Beat. On the Cole Palmer thing, I'll be honest with you. I can remember when Foden made his debut. I thought Cole Palmer was far
Yeah,
better
yeah, I
on his
agree.
debut than the
Yeah.
first few games that Phil Foden started. I thought he was really, really technically very, very gifted. He
Oh
was
yeah.
the ball, his touch was exceptional. The way that he turned and looked and moved his players around, looked for space. I was really, really impressed with him. I thought he had a really, really good debut. Very,
Yeah.
very looked
Yeah.
very, very comfortable. But back to Torres. Leonard London says not signing yet, but looks good overall. Warren Smith says think Torres is going to need half season or so. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and probably the rest as well. Maybe a whole season. Fantastic player, says Carl. I don't know whether you're talking about Cole Palmer or Torres there, mate. Varane is constantly being chose for Spain first team. Big talent, but just like signing when he first arrived in his time, says Anthony Abrahams. Coma says, I want to move to Manchester. You don't at the moment, mate. Not with COVID. Ronnie Beaver, Torres looks better on the left than the right, but won't play on the left with Raz playing. Good point. Chris Baker says, looks better than Mahrez. You know my thoughts. I'm not gonna go there. He's been good, but I think he tries too hard to make a really good ball instead of just making a simple pass. And that's what happens sometimes when you're young. You know, you're getting an opportunity, you're trying to impress. Torres is a bit quiet, but he's young. Give him time, and he will be fantastic. Says Iona Face. His game versus Burnley was class. I think you're talking about that. I think Carl's talking about Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
On that one. Pardo Oates says Torres will need a lot of patience and time to settle into the team. Will again be a good addition for the future, but not as a starter. Yeah, you're probably right with that. Kevin S says Varane looks like a pet project, cheap, has pace, and an eye for goal. Will improve. Of course he will. Mark Armstrong says has potential. Can he be Sane? Probably not, but let's see. Yeah, I think it's one of those. We can't judge him against Sane. Yeah, we'll wait and see. Varane is a good player, says Robert. Mingyu Wong says he looks quite an exciting player. He's young and plays much better than Mahrez. Also, he's fast on the wing. Stephen Paul Dempsey says not seen enough of him yet. Kabilan, Carter Walsh, is this one of your mates?
Yeah, they're all coming on now.
They're all on.
Now. Everyone
Yeah.
comment hashtag free Camillan because I think Chris has blocked him. So everybody's coming on now.
What's that?
I think Chris has blocked Camillan for saying yeah, so everybody's coming on now for saying free Camillan.
All right. Get him back on, Chris. Sancho very overrated. Sky Sports say he cost 37 million. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's amazing. How a 20 million pound player, Sky Sports always do that with us. They always put the whole length of the contract and potential add-ons included. 20 million peanuts, he'll roast a few facts. Oh, Chris is on fire tonight. How long is Sterling out for? He'll be back after the international break. We won't worry about it. Rufaro Stella, we need a new left. David Alaba is the answer. You reckon, Rufaro? David Alaba would be an amazing sign. I think Pep has shown a bit of interest in David Alaba. What are your thoughts on Alaba, Tom?
He's a good player, yeah. There's no doubt about that. I think that he could play centre back too. You know, that's another thing. But we've already got obviously Ake who can do that. So is the he's blocked Jack now, has he as well? He's blocked Jack. Chris is being cheeky tonight, isn't he? Blocking all the lads. What have they done wrong? Yeah. So I think he's a good player. Do we need him? Who knows? It'd be an extra guy to bring in and, you know, be in the squad, you know. But I can't see where he'd fit in, to be honest with you, Andy. I can't see where he'd go. Obviously, people say left back, but I personally don't think once Cancelo's back, we need another left back because Ake looked really good there. You know, you have to remember, as bad as Mendy has been over the past few weeks, he's just another left back, isn't he? So we'll just see how it goes. But I don't think that we need to waste our money on somebody like that
I think he's Semtex Sam. don't do these are tonight. Probably one of your mates.
He's got.
Alaba to City. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be amazing. I think Pep has shown an interest in Alaba already, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. But we'll see. Harry Dean, is Ruben the new company? We're going to come on to Ruben Diaz next, mate. Which let me just see if there's anything else. Tantrum 2K. I think we've all established that Mahrez in the number 10 position just ain't it. Well, I've been saying that for 18 months. Palmer looked like he was a regular in the first team. He did. He looked very, very good. Very, very good. No more signings until Messi signs pre-contract in January. True story. Yeah, you got it from me. Wait till I release my video when I interviewed Lionel Messi in Barcelona. I'll release that in January when he signs a pre-contract agreement with Man City. Moussa Dembele. Oh, we spoke about that before. Mahrez needs to be played like he was at Leicester. Sadly, not going to happen. Cal says 3 months to Messi pre-contract. There you go. With us not signing a striker or a left back, a David Silva replacement, it's nailed on for Messi in January. We are saving the pennies for him. That's a very, very good point, Warren Smith. And come January, I'll show you the video. Warren Smith, with us not signing a striker or left back, a David Silva replacement, it's nailed on. Yes, sorry, I've just read that. It was this one I meant.
God, why is everybody?
This one of your friends?
Everybody.
Is this one of your friends?
Yeah.
Is Lucy a boy or a girl?
It's a girl.
It's a girl. Ooh.
Yeah. It's not like that, Andy. No, not
like a close girl.
No.
Just a friend.
Yeah.
Just a friend. Okay.
Yeah. Just a friend, Andy.
All right. I know your Messi's agent. Yeah. Well, wait and see, worry, mate. Bloody Messi, says Chris Wade. Del Nero TV, Mendy played well the other night. He did all right. Messi comes in January to win the Chelsea.
He's one of my mates as well, Sam Elliott. He's from Man City, though. He sits with me in the Etihad.
I was going to say, because Sam comes on here all the time.
Yeah, he sits in front of me. Yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. It's a good lad.
A load of grief.
No.
Look, he can't. He turns around and says, I'm having a night in with the missus. He comments going, right, guys, I'm off. And look, is she Tom's girl? As soon as
he loves it, doesn't he? He loves it.
Bit of drama.
Criticising my beard earlier. You know what's wrong with him?
He loves drama. That's why he's had to come on.
I only come on bloody once a week or once every 2 weeks. I'll get bloody criticised. Honestly.
Blue Heart's on. Hello, Blue Heart. And Man City Fan TV, I had a Leicester fan on not long ago, and he said Mahrez is not a team player, and I agree. Lots of talent put out. Yeah. I mean, we said it so many times on the channel. Took a load of crap for about 6 months, but Del Nero TV says Tom has a crush on that girl.
Sure I do. She has a boyfriend, so how could I have a crush on her? Tell me that.
Kevin S says, why is Tom blushing?
Yeah, defo blushing, boys.
Lemba Tuba. Should we give another chance to Stones and Mendy? Yeah, absolutely. Mello Victor, any transfers in, or we are out? Are we out, or we're out, or whatever?
Who knows?
Oh, Tom's always mouthing off when we're having a stinker.
It's me and his brother. Me and Joey's brother. We can't help it.
Oh, Lucy Ridd says, stop being mean about his beard. He's got a beard there for a young lad. It's coming on all right there.
I got more than Martin. How old's he?
Yeah, Martin can't grow a beard.
Jackson, you know.
Mrs. Martin is bored with him already. It's understandable. You know, he sets it up for Chris to knock it out the park. Zaref HD, if I want to join the channel and give my opinions about City, what would I need to do? Hit the subscribe button, mate. That's all you need to do. And you can give your comments below. Hats off to Villa, football equivalent of... Oh, mate, Semtech Sam. Be very careful, mate. You nearly... Is he your friend, Semtech Sam?
No. Jack Cardis is the one below him, though.
Okay, right. Okay, well, Semtex, you're going in a timeout. We don't want language like that on here, mate. I'll be honest with you. I might have give Tom's mate a bit of a leeway and warned him, but no, not having that. Signed top for 20 plus goals this season. Oh,
He's the right back of the team, so he was buzzing yesterday.
free cabby. Free cabby. Is it free cabby or
Yeah,
free?
it's Cabillan, so everybody calls him Cabby, you see. So
Oh, okay. It was nice to see lovely Emily on Football Focus. Oh, was she on there? Didn't see it, mate. I'll be honest with you, I don't watch that. But Maris needs to learn how to pass. What's your predictions against Arsenal? We're going to do that in the predictions one tonight. We're talking about transfers. Drama Queen is Martin. Take no notice. So, oh, Martin. Lucy loves a beard, says Matthew Hards. There you go. Right, on to our final signing, which is Ruben Diaz. Let's move off the beard and Lucy and Tom's girlfriends and whatever else. Let's go on to Ruben Diaz. What are your thoughts on Diaz so far? Obviously, we've seen only one game, but what were your thoughts on his debut?
I thought it was a very good debut. To come in against a side like Leeds is pretty physical. A good side. I thought he was very calm under the ball. It was pretty good leadership as well. Obviously, I saw Laporte obviously giving a bit of guidance, but you expect that in your debut. You know what I mean? But I liked his interview that he did with Man City. Not us, with City.
With me.
I wish you did. With you, Andy. Like you've got that one with Messi as well, haven't you?
For January.
Yeah. So that interview that he did, when they asked him one thing that we need to know about you, I'm a player that likes to win. It's something like that we need. We need that. We need somebody who's solid, who's aggressive, who's focused on the game. We need somebody like that because let's be honest, we've lacked leadership in the last season, especially. I've said that all along. We've lost that leadership. No matter how many good players you bring in, how much money you spend, you need leaders on that team to actually go forward even more. And I think we've found him. Vincent Kompany's replacement, can't tell by one game. Like I said the other week, it shouldn't be on his shoulders, the Vincent Kompany thing, because he's a completely different player.
I think, I mean, I'm going to, sorry to interrupt, but I mean, my thing on this leadership thing seems to be like a word that's, been brought out quite a bit since Kompany left last season. But on the pitch, surely Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho, and Laporte are leaders, can be leaders, going to be leaders. I think the leadership maybe behind the scenes on the training pitch, in the dressing room, and maybe that's probably lacking more so than I can't see it on the pitch. I really can't. But
No.
the thing that I believe Diaz does bring is a lot of talking. He's constantly talking all the time, and I don't think he's afraid of his age to. And hopefully that brings more on the pitch. But I still think Laporte does that. And Kevin De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne should be stepping up and doing that as well. And we've got Fernandinho there. So maybe we're missing the sort of bigger leadership element around the dressing room, around the training pitch, about standards, about everything that goes on outside of what we see in a normal football game, around, team meetings and things like that. And I'm sure you need that driving force there, which, I mean, we're massively missing Kompany. Anyone would miss, Kompany.
Oh, 100%.
It is what it is. Let's see. Ruben Diaz. I'm not even a City fan, but I subscribe to you. Good content out there. Thank you, mate. When are we hitting 15K? I've no idea. I've no idea. Maybe tonight. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Sorry, there's so many people commenting. God. Oh God. Where are we going? Right, where was we? Leonard, 7.5 out of 10. What's that for? And this fat idiot pooed to bed.
What? What? Okay then.
It's 10 to 10, is it not your bedtime?
Yeah, I'm gonna say CBB's finished at 6 o'clock.
I know. 2 days at the club and settled in brilliantly. Yeah. Carl says, Oh, Ruben looks the part. He looked good. Solid, says Vivek. Ruben Diaz is good centre back. He looks solid on his debut. Ronnie Beaver says Diaz will be good, so aggressive and focused. Diaz, I'm hopeful about. Nice hair. Early days, but was impressive, and I wish him well. Neil says, as far as debuts go, he showed a lot of promise. He did. He's a wall, says Rafaro Stella. A wall. Warren Smith says, got a good feeling Sergio will come back after the break and fire us straight back to the top. He's been quoted as saying he feels great. Now he's had surgery. Yeah, we just need to get him back. Love Ruben, very solid, focused and physical. Can't wait to see more of him. Bet you can. Shedders one says Diaz looks class. Noah says you were leadership. Bippin says, hi guys, how can we solve the Ben Mendy problems? What problems are they? At the moment, one-on-one, and he was good. If Douglas Luiz has solid season, is he the ideal Fernandinho replacement? Not too sure, because we've got Rodri. I'd be surprised if we brought somebody else in. Rodri, we spent 60 million on. I still want to give Rodri this season to have a real good look at him. Now he's in his second season. I don't think he's done much wrong, if I'm being honest, in my opinion. Solid signing, possible future leader, but give him time. Blue Art says Diaz looks like a winner to me, and I also like a player with that maturity. I think he's a sort of player the other City players will look up to. Future captain. Wow. High praise. I hope Boris John Stones this season could be a big one. Well, he did nothing wrong so far when he came in. Arsenal game is crucial on the 17th. Yeah, it's our game in hand. Just like Laporte, he seems to bring a deal of calm to the back four. I think he and Torres will be great additions, says Neil. Alec Johnson says Diaz is a talker and would be a great leader. 15. Thank you all so much. It's amazing. Thanks you all, superstars. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
15,000 subscribers. So thank you, everybody. It's been a journey. It's been amazing. And well done to everybody, all the people, and thank you to everybody who comes, not only on the channel, the likes of Martin, Chris, and Alan, and Carl, and Tom, and Ryan, and all of the other people who've come on, Kiam in the past, but everybody who comments and keeps following and makes all the comments, because without it, it'd be pretty pointless. We'd be all talking to ourselves, wouldn't we? Me and Tom would just WhatsApp each other and have a chat about football. So thank you, everybody who's a subscriber of Man City Fan TV. We do really appreciate it. We're trying to, bring you all sorts of stuff. You might see from time to time, we're not going to be doing live vlogs every single night. We're going to swap it up a little bit, especially because we're coming into an international break now and things. We've got some of the shows that we're trying to work on. So rather than just talk about, nonsense, what we get a chance to do is spend some time with our families. And so a night off every now and then for me, Martin, Chris, and others is a good thing. And then we come back fresh and we're working on other shows and things. So hopefully, please stick with us. Even if we don't put a vlog out, we haven't forgotten you. It's just maybe we've got some family time and we're working on other stuff as well, which will make the channel even better. Diaz is hopefully this leader we need, drive stability and passion. Ferner needs to be playing behind KDB, not Rodri. Ooh. How come he considers Walker as captain? Yeah, I mean, that's a good shout. Good shout. His experience. KDB has not shown leadership on the pitch this season. He's given the ball away. Yeah, Pardo, I must admit, I'll be honest with you. He's passing. I don't know, Tom. What were your thoughts? What are your thoughts on KDB so far in 3 games?
It's one of them, innit? You can't really. People don't really want to criticise.
You can't complain, but
he's not being up to his standards, though. But the thing is, that's sometimes what the problem is with the top players of City. They don't get recognised in bad performances. It's always the ones such as Mendy, such as Cancelo, Walker, Rodri, Diaz, Mahrez, all those sort of guys, Gundogan, but the guys such as Serge or Kevin or David and Yaya in the past, that was always, shadowed if they didn't have a good game. But I think people need to realise that every player can have a bad game, whether it's the world beaters or whether it's the guys who are just there to fill in. But it's just one of them. I don't think he's started off to the highest of his capabilities, but it's Kevin, so it'll come to him at some point. Obviously, he didn't have a lot of time to rest. He's got the Champions League award for the Player of the Season and stuff. He's got so many awards from last season. It's one of them, innit, really. I think he'll slowly get into it. You see it in the first 10 to 15 minutes of every game. He's controlling it. He had Calvin Phillips in his back pocket in the first 45. But, I'm sure he'll come into it. I'm sure he'll come back into the full Kevin that we all love.
I mean, his performances, if he did that in most games for most teams, they'd be going, yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah.
I think it's just the standards he set himself.
Sometimes you can't.
He's
human.
Yeah,
he's human.
Absolutely. Animal Lifestyle, hi. Love that dog. Congrats on the 15K. Thank you, Sam. Appreciated. Another massive jump. I do apologise if me and have a bit of a chat, then there's another massive big jump. D3 Armar says, my God, Laporte and Diaz are tanks.
I hope so.
I hope so. That's what I was going to say. Killian to Tom. Sterling scores a goal and misses 10 easy goals and does not pass when he's in front of goal. If you kill him in with that, oh God, oh yeah, you've got to be a Mahrez lover for even commenting that. Hello, Andy and Mr. Thomas. How are you? Lankow, agree with Jim Whitley. Rodri needs to play solo in DM role. I agree with that, Shedders. I am on that side. Lucy Rid, bye. Thanks, Andy and Tom.
Thank God for that.
Lucy's going. Bye-bye, Lucy. Give her a wave, Tom. Say bye.
I don't need to give her a wave.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I don't know. I won't see you tomorrow.
Mendy's a chancer. We won the league twice when he was in Plaistow. Walker said that to somebody on Twitter today. He was going on and on and on and on and on. But I don't know whether it's a chancer. But yeah. 15,000 top followers. Well done, Man City Fan TV. Thank you very much. Addy, congrats on the 15K. Thank you. Predictions for Man City Arsenal? No, not yet. Not today, mate. We do that nearer the time. D3MR, remember, like the live stream. Thank you very much, D3. Well done, lads. Glad I was here for a bit of history. Thank you, Kevin S. Leonard disagrees on Walker. It's always everyone's opinion. Yeah. Some like some players. KDB nearly scored scream against Leeds. No one talks about it. Yeah. Final proposal for Barca incoming for Garcia. Is that with Dembele coming to City? KDB looks tired, as do others. Yeah, I think a lot of players look tired. I think we're seeing it. Maybe that's why we're getting such ridiculous scores that's going on. It's good to have Bernardo back. Let's hope he gets back to where he was before. Yeah, I mean, let's face it. This was our player of the season 18 months ago. 14 months ago, 16 months ago. Had a brilliant season. For whatever reason, he had an off season last season. If he gets back to anywhere near that form, it's like a brand new signing.
Yeah.
So when people say we need to be looking at Alwar and players like, I just think, well, we've got Bernardo Silva. Graham Leatherbarrow, do we know how long Mendy has left on his contract? Poor on and off the pitch. I've seen enough. No excuses. He's got 2 years to go, 2.5 years. See you guys. Go and play football with my 4-year-old son. Enjoy, Carl. KDB unfit, still world class. Yeah. Great videos, says Sean Fogarty. David Salam says, are we really talking about Kevin? How many games into the Prem? Don't listen, people. Huh?
What did we say wrong?
Man U conceded 6, Liverpool conceded 7, and Man City Fan TV got 15K. Hey, Addy, go on, I'll show it again. I like that one. There you go. There's a screenshot for you. Absolutely. Man U conceded 6, Liverpool conceded 7, and Man City Fan TV got 15K. Thank you very much for that one. Miss Gundogan 2. Can't wait until everyone is fit, especially with defensive problems fixed with new signings. Yeah. Hopefully Bernardo will keep Mahrez out of the team. Well, I'm with you. I'd have Bernardo over there every time. Right. Next question. Are we missing a player? And if so, who?
Oof.
That's for you, Tom.
That right then. Are we missing a player? In sort of general of who's in the squad that we're missing, or a general player out there, like a position that we could have brought in the transfer window?
Well, a position or a player. If it's a player in a certain position you think we should have been looking at, or still with an hour to go, could be looking at.
Yeah, I was. It's one of those. People are saying left backs. I don't see where the left back thing comes from, because we've got, Ake's just come in, and like I said earlier, Cancelo is by far playing he's playing very well there when he's come in. I think it's the striker position that we should have looked at personally. I said after the Wolves game in my fan cam, if Jesus and Aguero got injured, it'd be interesting to see what happens. And we've got obviously Liam Delap, who's played well when he came in, but he obviously isn't that good or been trusted enough, or he'd have played the past 2 games. You know what I mean? That's the only problem I have with that.
But we are looking really. I mean, we're looking at a 17-year-old, aren't we? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
looking at kids, aren't you? Thinking, well,
yeah. It's a strike. Obviously the Rags have just have supposedly got Cavani. I think that's a very, very good signing through gritted teeth.
while you're talking about that, I'm just going to.
Yeah, yeah. We played. We were with Cavani. He's a goal scorer. I know he's a little bit older, but somebody like that could have been so valuable to the squad, because he wouldn't have wanted too much play time. He's been around a long time, and he knows how to score, and he's good in the air. So when those crosses, when we are panicking, are coming in high, he could have had a chance of heading them in. But yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. I can't see who else would have been out there. It's not about money. The money's a big thing for strikers as well as it is centre backs. We've people have been saying for 18 months, get a defender in. We've got 2 in the space of one transfer window for 100 million in total, which I think, or however much it was in the end, or both of them together. And I think to get 2 centre backs of that caliber is very good. So I think I think that's good. But yeah, I'd like to have seen a striker come in, but it needs to be looked at soon, because we can't leave it too long, because there's no doubt about it that Sergio isn't going to be there every week if he's getting niggles. You have to remember he's getting on as well. And obviously Jesus, as much as I love him, and I think he's a good player, he needs some support or some competition if Aguero's not going to be in the squad every week in, week out. So that is one thing that we need to look at. But I can imagine maybe City's mentality on it is, if we bring in somebody such as Cavani with quite a big wage, if he stays for 3 years, can we afford one of the guys such as Haaland or Mbappe maybe in a year or so? Can we do that? Maybe that's the only thinking I could think behind it. Maybe saving some money for a big striker to come in.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a good point there. You mentioned about Mbappe or a Haaland, maybe next summer. Maybe they're saving the money for that. I mean, we know Cavani's going to be on a lot of money. United, it's going to be 250,000 a week plus, which puts him in the Kevin De Bruyne, Sterling bracket.
Oh yeah.
Warren Smith says, I've missed the trick not grabbing Cavani on a free for off the bench, plan B striker. The amount of crosses we put in across the 6-yard box with nobody there is criminal. Yeah, but I mean, maybe we shouldn't be putting them balls in. Maybe we should be going back to how we were months ago. We missing Kun. Another David Silva is missing. Not that we could find a replacement. Ronnie Beaver said sign Haaland on a pre-contract in January.
Haaland and Messi.
And Messi, yeah. I think the question is, have we sold enough players. Well, I mean, if we look at that point, we bought Ruben Diaz for around about £61 million. It's all dependent on who you read, but £61 million. We bought Nathan Ake for £40 million and Ferran Torres for £20 million. So that was £121 million we spent on 3 players. Now we sold Nicholas Otamendi for £13.7 million and Leroy Sané in the summer for £44.1 million. So if you think about it, £121 million of 3 signings. We sold £57.8 million of players going out. So total spend is £63.2 million. 3 players. Now, if you look at the wages, rumours are Ruben Diaz was on around about €35,000 a week.
Wow.
Nathan Ake apparently is rumoured to be close to £100,000 a week at City, and Ferran Torres £45,000 a week at City.
Wow.
So if you take those and you say, well, let's imagine Ruben Diaz, let's put him as the same as Ake.
Yeah.
Work. That's 245k per week for those 3 players. Well, Nicholas Otamendi was on £135,000 a week, and Leroy Sané was on £95,000 a week, which is £240,000. So basically, we've got 3 players in, got rid of 2 for an extra £5,000 per week in salaries.
And the young players as well.
And the young. We've got rid of an older player in Otamendi. All right, Sané was young, but we bought Ake, who's young. We've got Torres, who's young, and we've got Ruben Diaz, who, all of these players could be another 6 to 8 years easily at City if they wanted to. Hence why we signed Diaz on a 6-year contract.
And players that are wanting to come to the club. All those players that we've named, they've had so many clubs coming after them, and they've all chosen City. So that's another thing that you have to look at. We've got 3 young players who have wanted to come to the club to obviously excel and obviously try and win titles and experience the English football.
Well, Kevin S says a different sort of striker like Haaland. Yeah, maybe. I think Cancelo will be taking Walker's place if he doesn't wake up. Looks so lazy at the moment.
I can see him taking Mendy's place, but I can't see him taking Walker's whatsoever.
I'd be surprised.
Good old Joao.
Tell us, who's our EDS or academy left back at the moment? I've no idea, mate. I'll be honest with you. Missing Fernandinho was holding mid. Rodri, a lot to prove for me.
I thought he played pretty well against Leeds. I don't know if it was just me. I thought it reminded me a little bit of Yaya Toure in that first half when he were running with that ball.
Well, I thought he did all right. Sam City says Cavani will score 15 a season. Well, he'd only score 15 a season if he played every game, mate. I'll be honest with you. Chances are he might get into United's team. But when Joan and Jesus is back, I can't see Cavani being a regular starter for City. And certainly not on 285 grand a week or that's the paying for him. Cavani just signed his contract and Mbappe wants to leave next summer. And Haaland triggered. Go on, Tom.
Yeah, I was saying Sky Sports have just come through on my phone. It's confirmed he's signed a 1-year deal at the Swamp. Cavani. Yeah.
If Garcia stays, will he stay motivated? Can't leave the whole season on Diaz and Stones. Well, you've also got Ake as well, including that big saving on David Silva's wages too. Yeah, absolutely. He was one of the higher earners, around 200 grand a week on top of that. With our transfer policy at the moment, will we even have the balls to attempt Mbappe for the amount that's going to be required? Well, I think it will do. I think we will do if it's the player that we want. I'm off, lads. Congrats. Thank you, Alex. See, Alex says Chris. Right, Tom, you've got a final question for everyone.
I have indeed. So
I will write it out as you say it.
Okay, no worries. Right, so everybody, are we confident that we have enough for the coming season? Obviously, there's a lot of people that think that we've not had a successful transfer window, things like that. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts on. Do you think that we've secured a good transfer window, or do you think that we've come a bit short and we should have done a little bit more? And do you think that the squad of players that we had originally before the transfers have been good enough? So yeah, I'll come to obviously Andy first. What do you think?
I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I'm happy if we didn't sign anybody. I'm happy with the 3 players that we've bought. This is not FIFA. It's not. We can just buy anybody and play. There are strategies in place within the club, long-term projects, long-term thinking, things that we might not have a clue what is going on in the future. So, yes, would I like another striker? Yes, we'd like 3 top-class strikers. Would I like a left back? We've got Mendy, Ake, and another top-class left back. Yeah, of course I would. But we can't always get, just because a player has an off game, go, oh, that's it, he has to be replaced. And it seems to be at the moment, this is what certain members of the fan base, our fan base has become, is a player has a bad game, get rid of him. Let's sign somebody else. We need to sign him. What? Now, I know Mendy is a different issue because of his injuries. But I've always said we need to see Mendy fit for a season. Now, so far, 3 games in, he's been fit every game. I don't think he's done too bad. He's made, was he out of position and for the goal? Let's face it, against Leeds, if Ederson would have caught the ball instead of punching it straight to their centre back, we would have won the game.
Yeah.
Do we need a new goalkeeper now? It's like that type of mentality sometimes, and so I'm happy to give Mendy this season. Now, if Mendy doesn't stay fit for a whole season, or pretty much, we can't expect him to fit every single game, but if he don't have a full good season, then I think it's time we get rid. We can't keep giving him opportunities, but I'm personally willing to give him another season. Because on his day, it can be devastating. And let's face it, it is an unusual season as well. We've got to take that into account. So as for the season, I'm happy. And if we don't, we've got 50 minutes to go. If we don't sign anybody else and we get the likes of Sergio back, Jesus back, and everybody fit and healthy, and Gundogan and everyone back, I think we've got enough. I just think it's going to be a really mad season. So I don't think it'll make much difference on squads. It's just going to be a crazy season.
Yeah.
But I'm happy. I am happy with my lot. I know a lot of people are not happy, but I'm happy. That's my answer.
Yeah. Well, I've always thought that we could have obviously done a little bit more, but obviously with everything that's going on at the moment, we don't know the financials, without any fans, a lot of clubs say that, oh, well, if we didn't have fans, we'd be okay. And other people rely on it so much. We've got the Tunnel Club, we've got all the corporate, nobody knows what's happening with behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But personally, as a fan, I would have liked to have seen maybe a striker come in, not a top class striker, but somebody who could do a job, because we need somebody just that isn't going to be put on a big wage. It knows how to score a goal. There's a few out there, but I'd have liked to have seen it, but it's not the end of the world, because you have to have a look at the players that we've got. Kevin, we've got Laporte, we've just brought Diaz in. The bits that needed to be done was bringing in somebody just in case Laporte got injured, bringing in another person to replace Company, and obviously, well, not replacing, but that slot.
Yeah.
I was just we need somebody like that, obviously, to come in. So
I watch when people talking here about strikers and things like that. And you mentioned about striker, and I must admit, obviously, I find it very hard to be too critical of Sterling the other night. He's not a natural striker, considering that he scored so many goals over the last few seasons. But then I watched the highlights of the Villa Liverpool 2, and you saw Mo Salah, two opportunities, a brilliant strike for his first goal, and then a clinical where Raz was in that position against Leeds. He just buried it, no problem whatsoever. And then you saw Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Just buried those chances. I mean, they're proper finishers. I don't think Raz is a proper finisher. I think he's worked hard on his game, but he's not a real natural goal scorer like a Sergio. You know, Sergio
Oh,
goes
yeah.
1 and you go 9 times out of 10, he's going to think it, go around the keeper, place it in, play. He does. I don't think Gabby is a natural finisher like Sergio either.
No.
And you saw Son's goals. I
Yeah.
mean, 1-on-1 when he just dinked it over. That's natural finishing, natural
Mm,
ability as a finisher. And I don't think,
yeah.
apart from Sergio at the club, maybe Kevin in that position, but he don't often get 1-on-ones with keepers and things like that. I don't think we've got, other than Sergio, I don't think we've got anybody who's a natural finisher. Tottenham have got Kane and
Mm,
Son that
yeah.
are both comfortable in front of goal. You've got Greenwood at United, who's
Yeah.
naturally good. Mainly Marcus Rashford's decent in front of goal. Um,
Martial's okay as well, to be fair.
Martial's pretty decent, but I think on the whole, yeah, I can see where people come from with striker. But
Mm,
we get goals from all over the pitch. That's the
yeah.
thing. When we look at the breakdown of the top over five players last season over 10 goals in
Yeah.
a season, we don't rely on a Son and a Kane. We don't rely on a Greenwood and a Rashford. We Kevin De Bruyne chipping in with 15, 16 goals. With
Mm,
Mahrez with 15, 16 goals. Raz on 18, 19 goals. We've got
yeah.
Sergio with 12 because he was injured and whatever the figures were. So we accumulate goals from all over the pitch. But when the goals aren't coming from all over the pitch, that's when you need your striker to be
Yeah.
critical. And I think somebody mentioned it earlier. 20 shots on target and 3 on target. That's not a great record. And I
No,
think
no.
when we get both of those strikers back, I think we'll see more goals being banged in from City. But let's see. We need a striker. Thomas Jesus is not a striker. Iona Beat says, I'm confident we had a good enough squad to match all of the other teams in the league on bloody injuries and COVID. I'm happy with who we bought. Got to be sensible COVID. I agree. We better not be saving brass for Messi. He will pay for himself. David Salom, maybe a goalkeeper to push Edison. I don't see Stefan pushing games. Oh, I don't know.
I
Before we finish, then I'm going to ask you about Stefan. What are your thoughts? Because somebody else mentioned it earlier. What are your thoughts on? I don't know whether you've watched much of
yeah.
Germany. You watch a lot of German football. What were your thoughts watching him last year?
Well, as you know, Fortuna Dusseldorf are the team that I have, and he
Yeah,
played there. He was there.
yeah,
So before he got injured, he was a very good goalkeeper. Obviously, that was another thing in the back of my mind, not only to see Fortuna win, but it was obviously to see Zach Stefan play well as well for City. And he's a good goalkeeper. And you have to see the bravery of him. The other was it again? It was against. It was it. Who was it that we played against? Bournemouth. It was Bournemouth when he came out at the edge of his box and slid into their striker. I thought that was a very good piece of goalkeeping. And as a second keeper, to look good as he is, he's calm with his feet. As everybody, everybody needs to play with their feet as a keeper now, apparently. So he obviously has done that, and he can pull off a save as well because he pulled off a few good saves. So I can see him being a good second keeper. I think he's been better than some of the ones we've had in the past. I
yeah.
still always think Pantelimon is the best because Pantelimon is just a legend. But apart from, I think he's just a good second keeper. He's young. He's looking to excel. And obviously, sometimes when you go younger, it can work in the future. He could be thinking, oh, well, if I stick it out for a few more years, I can obviously make my ground and maybe become the first team keeper afterwards rather than, going on loan here and there. Obviously, maybe one loan, obviously, to Fortuna did help because he was in the Bundesliga, a decent league. Especially when you're playing for a relegation side, it's your time to sort of shine. And if he's put under that much pressure, when he comes back, he's come back to City. He was put upon for a few chances in that Bournemouth game, and he pulled off. So I can see it working.
Pantilimon, the lanky guy. Spurs could be the surprise packet this year. Scott says hi, Tom. There you go.
That's his dad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Stefan looks very brave too. Well, if you look at Sky Sports Transfer Centre, it doesn't look like anything's happening.
No.
That's going to be it for tonight.
15k will do.
15k, we're happy with that one. Like who was it who said it before? Addy. Was it Addy?
Yeah.
He said Liverpool gets 6. No, United gets 6. Liverpool gets 7. And Man City Fan TV get 15,000. So there you go.
Happy days.
Absolutely brilliant. Comment of the night, that one, Addy. Well done for that one, buddy. Well, Harry Redknapp, he's underwhelmed with the Cavani signing at United. He says for 100,000 plus a week, he's been touted around across Europe for 4 or 5 weeks. Nobody wanted him, and United have paid a huge amount of money. But anyway, it is what it is. But let's just, before we go, Blue Heart, even a keeper has to settle and get used to our style of play. I thought he looked good. I agree. I think Stefan, he looked great. No problem with him whatsoever. I'm sure City get loads of chances in cup competitions or second teamers.
Yeah.
Second teamers.
That'll do.
Yeah, well, there you go. You know what I mean.
Yeah, especially now as well. You have to look at how many games we're playing. You know, we're playing near enough.
3 days.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll come in. He'll come in really, really good hand.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hit 20k now. Yeah, let's hope so. Well done, lads. See you in the week. Thanks, Ronnie Beaver. Thanks, Sam Elliott. To you too. Thanks. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I want to say a massive thank you to Tom. It's great to have you back on the channel, buddy.
Yeah, it's been good to be back on, obviously, to see all the guys in the comments. So it's good to see that you're all happy to see me back. And yeah, it's been a good night. So yeah, thanks, Andy. It's been good.
Brilliant. Next time we see him, he won't know what I'm talking about. He'll have a big David Bellamy beard. It'll be one of these that are down here. Big, huge beard. No, he's shaking his head.
No idea. Yeah, I'll ask you. I'll ask you. He'll know.
David Bellamy. There you go. Cavani is money going back to the Glazer family. Of course it is. I love you from Saudi Arabia, Moth King. I love you too. Thank you for coming on. But no, don't go, Alec Johnson. Yeah, we've got to, because Tom's got work in the morning.
Yep, 6:30 start.
Absolutely, he needs his beauty sleep. Good luck. Well done. Thanks, Jason Phillips. Thanks, Tom and Andy. Thank you, Sam Elliott. Great to see you too. Tom says I own a top stream, fellas. Thank you so much. And once again, excuse me. Thank you so much for everybody. All your comments. We had 140, 150 people on at one point. And for everybody who's followed the channel through thick and thin, just like Man City. We set the target. We were hoping we might have got 15 by the start of the season, but we're only 3 weeks off. We've reached it. 15,000 subscribers. That's absolutely brilliant. So thank you, Mingy Wong. And Chris says, cheers, Tom and Andy. Much better than that other balloon. You'll watch that, you know you're going to get it off Doom, don't you? But yeah, it's brilliant having you on, and your comments are always welcome. And yeah, don't forget, tune in and watch last night's Empty Seat show with Jim Whitley. It was really, really good, really interesting, really light-hearted, bit of fun, but some great stories as well that Jim told about the Man City days. And go over and watch it. It's brilliant. And we've got another guest this Sunday, or Martin and Chris have anyway. I won't tell you who that is, but we'll be back at some point, maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. But as usual, take care. Have a wonderful evening. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. This is Tom from Man City Fan TV. Take care, and we'll see you soon.